The Christmas Miracle of Jonathan Toomey is a really lovely film. This was released in 2007, directed by Bill Clark. I believe it's based on a picture book of the same name. I haven't seen the picture book, but if you've seen it, I'd love to know how it compares. I'd be kind of curious to see how they managed to get this film into what I believe is, according to Wikipedia, a 32-page children's book. So if you have seen the book or read the book, I'd love to know how it compares. The film itself is really lovely, but definitely very emotional. A young boy and his mother face a family tragedy during the war, so they have to move away, and it's around Christmas time. And while they're there, they meet a neighbour who is not a very happy, warm, and welcoming individual. However, he is a carver, a wood carver, and the young boy, Thomas, played by Ward-Wilkinson, I thought he did a great job, asks Jonathan Toomey, the grumpy neighbour, if he will carve him a nativity set, because unfortunately when they moved house, when they had to leave their family home, he left the nativity set behind, and it's something that's very emotional for him and has a strong sentimental connection for him. I don't want to say too much about the background of why they moved and things. It's pretty obvious if you read the descriptions on IMDb and things, but I don't want to give too much away. But the point being is that this wooden nativity set meant a lot to him. So after a bit of pestering, mostly from Thomas's mother, Susan, played by Jolie Richardson, Tom Bergener's character, Jonathan Toomey, agrees to carve this nativity set, and the film is all about the process and him spending time with Thomas. And Thomas is a really lovely character. He's very polite, but he's very inquisitive, and he keeps pestering Jonathan Toomey with questions, and it's just the exchange between them is lovely. And there's something about Jonathan Toomey that I really liked, and he reminds me of a character that I can't identify. There's just something about him and something about his personality that reminds me of another character, but I can't work out who it is. So if you've seen this film and you have a similar feeling that he reminds you of another character, please let me know who that is, because it's really annoying me. I can't work out who he reminds me of. But certainly I really enjoyed the exchanges between them. And it's definitely a very emotional, very moving film. With regards to the Christmas aspect, it's heartwarming. Obviously, we have the nativity scene, so there are definitely Christmas elements to it. It's not the most festive in terms of, traditional Christmases with, a lot of decorations and lavish feasts. It's not that kind of film, but it is heartwarming and really moving. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. I found it to be very captivating and absolutely one that I'd recommend. The characters are all very likable, except for maybe Thomas's mother. His mother does something really stupid. You will know exactly which bit I mean when you see it. That just seemed really ridiculous and not a very sensible thing to do. She seemed to be pretty level-headed and seemed to have a good head about her, but then she did this ridiculous thing that was just not something Toomey would have wanted. And I kind of stopped liking the character from that point on. But other than her, the characters are all very likable. It's also apparently, according to IMDb, the theatrical movie debut of Saoirse Ronan. She is in it a reasonable amount. There are quite a few other children in it, all of whom gave a pretty decent performance. If you're looking for a very heartwarming, moving, quite emotional story set around Christmas time with generally some likable characters, certainly Thomas and Mr. Toomey were very likable, then it's a really good one to go with. I really enjoyed it, would love to see the picture book, and absolutely recommend the film.